man, is this an amazing community.
Good.
We just got done with, well, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Ruth Hall. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees. This is Cookie Brakebill. We are your song leaders today. We're also blessed today to have our resident poet, Doug VanWoerkom, today. Yay. And I want to tell you, we just got done with an amazing weekend. We had a parking lot sale out here in next to our community center. And can anybody guess how much we've made so far, thanks to donations and all the hard work? Any guesses?
800.
2,000.
Good guess.
We got a winner. We are at 2,000 right now and going over because Larry's out there selling still. And here's some other wonderful news. Can I tell them the other wonderful news? So one of the reasons we're having this fundraiser is because we are currently in our social area having our services. But back here behind this wall is going to be our sanctuary. And the first thing we have to do in order to start working towards getting in there is redoing all the floors. That takes jackhammering and demo and tile and all kinds of stuff. We got a quote yesterday for $3,000.
Woo!
So we only have another $1,000 to go to get there. It's pretty exciting. And I just want to tell you, we had our community members the last couple days just working so hard, and I want to do a really big shout out to Corey because she can sell anything. She is the most awesome negotiator in the world, and so she did an awesome job for that. And Larry's doing a pretty good job out there too.
You don't give it away either.
Thank you so much to everyone that helped and everyone that donated. If you didn't get a slip for your taxes, let me know. There's some in the back there. But all those donations and all that help is just amazing, and it's going to get us to where we can have this sanctuary open. Then we can have yoga classes in here and all kinds of stuff happening in this social area, and we're just so excited, aren't we?
Yes, we
are. Okay, so we're going to do a sing-along with Karen Drucker for our opening song. Many of you know this song and probably remember the signing to do it. But I'm going to go over it real quick so we can do it together. So it's, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. So if you feel like doing that with Karen Drucker, you can. There's also some really beautiful pictures to watch too. So let's do this together. Our beautiful community together.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God, the face of love. I hold you in my heart, in my heart. You are my family, my family. You are the face of God, the face of love. You are the face of God, the face of love. I hold you in my heart, in my heart. You are my family, my family. You are the face of God, face of love. You are the face of God, face of God. I hold you in my heart, you in my heart. You are a part of me, You are the face of God, face of God. You are the face of God. Yes, la luz de Dios. I hold you in.
Oh, I could do that all day, couldn't we? Good morning, good morning. I'm Reverend Sharon Dunn. I am the Senior Minister and Spiritual Director of the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. And I welcome you. And I want to say Happy Diwali.
Yeah.
Happy Diwali. Happy Diwali. And I'm actually, I think Carol Mar will really appreciate today because we're going to bring in so many different things: Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, the Sikhs, everyone. In Diwali is the celebration of light. It basically is where good wins. And I kind of believe that's what happened to us this weekend. And so I'm celebrating Diwali. And I lit up the altar today in celebration of Diwali. And it's actually the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Buddhists, and the Jains worldwide are celebrating Diwali. It's not just the Hindus. So I wanted to bring that to you and wish you a happy Diwali. And when you think of it in your own life, light a candle and look at the good in your life. Because this month we're talking about the mundane, the sacred, and the profane. And you are sacred. And that's our talk today. So we're gonna get into that. But in the meantime, I have the absolute honor, privilege, excitement, adoration, respect, love for this beautiful being who's our practitioner of the day. And I do say practitioner. She is also an ordained minister with Centers for Spiritual Living. But we call ourselves practitioners, and that's what Ernest Holmes felt we always are first. And so you have absolutely a gift today in Reverend Patricia VanWoerkom. And by the way, you might notice that our poet has the same last name. And that last name is not that common. I think they might live together.
No.
And he's the talented one in the family.
It's
It's on. Okay. Oh, good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Join with me now. Just take a deep breath, if you would.
The bowl.
Oh. Forgot. Thank you.
So did I.
Let the sound of this bowl just ring through you. And just let that vibration fill you. The Norse believe that the universe was sung into existence. And of course the Hindus believe that Om is the beginning of all sounds and of all life. And there is a vibration. There is a presence. There is a life that has always been and will always be. And it is in this life that we live and move and have our being. It is the vibration of the One that moves through our breathing and breathes us into existence. The sacred, the One, is at the very center of who and what we are, who and what I am. And we as a community come together at least weekly to remember that this vibration links us in unknowable ways. But we feel it, and we are it, and we bring it into the world. And all that we do and all that we are is the movement of God in the world. We have that ultimate support, that ultimate engagement in life. And it brings us this community as we come together, whether it be for the service or the yard sale or any of the amazing activities you'll hear about later. We are the One moving into the world. And for this I give great thanks. And so it is. So it is. Readings. The readings this week are really powerful. I ask you to kind of close your eyes and just take them in. From Dr. Ernest Holmes. We are compelled to think of spirit either as apart from us or within us. If apart from us, there's no way to find it. If within us, there is no escaping the divine fact. Unfoldment and not search is what we need. And from Eckhart Tolle, to do everything in a sacred manner means to do everything fully in the state of presence. And finally from Thich Nhat Hanh, each thought, each action in the sunlight of awareness becomes sacred. And now, it is my honor and delight to introduce Doug VanWoerkom, our resident poet.
Doug, did you wear the same shirt too right now? That's awesome. It's pretty well done.
That's funny.
One of my favorite shirts. Good morning. Well, we already know the topic is the sacred. So the poem I bring this morning is one I wrote when I was taking a hard look at how deeply the sacred really is in my life. And do I really believe this stuff? I do. In the poem, so it flows more smoothly, instead of the word sacred, I'll use the divine. I feel they are the same. And you'll hear at the end of each stanza a phrase that repeats itself. I think everybody here might be familiar with the style. Think of it as the chorus portion of a song. That phrase is, and the title is, How Deeply Is the Divine Etched in My Life? The old meaning of the word character was the etch of God on your soul. The old meaning of the word character was the etch of God on your soul. The tired old man or woman is one who has given up on ever knowing God in their lives, whereas the true seeker is someone who is always moving closer to the maker of all things. Friends, when you become a truth seeker, great teachings will find you. Dare now to live large and take great strides upon this earth in ways that are meaningful to you. Ask yourself every day, how deeply is the divine etched in my life? If you feel there is no new uplifting way to live your life, then you are enslaved. Either discover a healthier way of thinking that frees you to grow each day, or you'll be trapped in one that doesn't. Once you understand this, you will no longer need a preacher or a teacher or a poet to show you the way. You are the way. Ask yourself each morning you wake up and every night you go to sleep, how deeply is the divine etched in my life? You know, a loving God is completely comfortable with diversity. Look around, it's everywhere. But don't settle for seeing the beautiful in what's easy. True beauty won't show itself until we're willing to look into those hard places with an open heart. So ask yourself in good times and in bad, how deeply is the divine etched in my life? It's true. We will joyfully lead a child by the hand as they learn to walk, yet we hesitate to encourage the divine in our own lives. Why do we hold back in prayer? We are choosers within creation, partners with potential. Why do we hold back in prayer? We are divinity's upward spiral. We are creation's continuing expression. Why do we hold back in prayer? Let's not wait until the end of a long and lonely life to ask ourselves, how deeply is the divine etched in my life? Did you know that the future lives in us long before it ever occurs? Our entire unfolding is in us now, just waiting for us to choose. You know, always making room for new choices to occur leaves eternity breathless. Can we agree that some self-growth is built in? But at some point, we have to consciously choose to grow. Let's all choose to grow right now and ask ourselves, how deeply is the divine etched in my life? We all stand somewhere between the two greatest of gifts, our life, our birth, and our death. One is the great entering, the other, the great returning. Each life an exploration of all that is possible. Each death a rejoining with all that is true. Is there any better time or place than right here and now to explore our own divinity? The fool looks eternity right in the eye and says, I have all the time I need. The wise one asks, how deeply is the divine etched in my life?
I was just sitting here immersed in the poem and the talent and the rhythm, and I thought of this big church in Seattle, and I thought, wouldn't they be so jealous that we have this? I don't know why I thought that, but if you're watching, Kathy Ann, that's what I was thinking. So, good morning again. And again, November is the mundane, the sacred, and the profane, and we're working with that topic, that theme all month long. And often the sacred is seen as something separate, yes? Or apart from everyday life, yes? What if the sacred could be understood as connection to all that is? A mindset led by intention and brought forth through an active, mindful, and engaging energy. And we're going to talk about that today. And my topic is the sacred, of course, and the three things I'm focusing on is the sacred as connection, the sacred as mindset, and the sacred as action. And I wonder, after last week, when we talked about the mundane, did you not leave here and bring the sacred to every mundane thing you're doing? Anyone? Did anyone practice that? Try that? There was tried. I was in the kitchen and I went, why did I forget that already? And, isn't it something? So we're going to talk about isn't it something, aren't we? And this idea of the sacred, I want to kind of define what we culturally, worldwide, think of as the sacred. We are inundated with the idea that it's something else, okay? So, terms such as holy, divine, transcendent, ultimate being, ultimate reality, the mystery, perfection or purity have been used. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's certainly not me. Yes, it is. Don't laugh. Sacred is the adjective used to describe a person or thing worthy of worship or declared holy. I call BS. The mundane and the sacred are simply not one and the same. No, these are definitions. This is our engraving. Okay, this is what we have been taught to believe. I'm wanting to set that stage because it's easy to say, today I'm just going to come and talk about the sacred. Like, really? What is it? What do I believe it is? And as Doug so magnificently talked about, is choice. Everything about this month is going to be about choice. It's going to be about mindfulness. It's going to be about remembering. Remember last week I said wear a bracelet or put Post-its up or do something that reminds us to be mindful in the mundane, to find the sacred in the mundane. So the ordinary tasks of life, the laws that govern society, the daily grind of human existence, none of these can possibly compare with the sublime experience of revelation or the elevated moments of spirituality that we have from time to time. You see how we're really taught it isn't the same. It's not a revelation to be doing the dishes or to be. So I'm going to. I'm going to out Cookie. So I walk in the bathroom this morning, and she's down on the floor cleaning the grout in the bathroom
Oh my gosh.
and the tile. That took my breath away. Was that sacred? You bet. You bet. And so easy when someone's in front of us and moves us to that holy place. But what happens when we're on the floor cleaning the grout? Not me, but other people. So to go on to make my case, to even suggest that they compare seems disingenuous and forced. I mean, we are forced to believe this. Are you kind of thinking, yeah, that's one, and this is another, you know. And something sacred is holy, devoted to a religious ceremony, or simply worthy of awe and respect. How is that cleaning the tile? So, you know, I want us to do a shift this month. I think the time is now for us to really merge, synchronize, unify this idea of the mundane and the sacred. Because I have a feeling some of us may think of, I may think of myself as mundane. And once in a while, when I get behind the pulpit, I'm holy. Woohoo! And I want us to change that idea. I want us to change. And we're going to do this all month long. And so I expect next week you all at least have something, a bracelet, a big earring, something that yanks you down into this practice. This practice. Jerusalem is a sacred place for many religions, just as Fenway is a sacred place for the Red Sox. Right? I mean, one of the most challenging tensions of human existence is the fault line. I love this, the fault line between the sacred and the mundane. There's a fault line here, folks. This quote from a 13th century Buddhist says, "In the mundane, nothing is sacred. In sacredness, nothing is mundane." The problem with this idea, however, is that the mundane and the sacred are simply not one and the same. These are different faiths. I mean, I've been busy researching, well, wait a minute, how do we correlate if we don't really know, if we haven't said out loud, well, this is what we've been taught? You know, I had to say, well, where did I get that idea? You know, the science of mind is fantastic because it is a teaching where we can revisit the belief systems that we created out of culture, environment, parenting, whatever, peer groups, and we don't go back and visit it sometimes. I don't go back and visit it. I just go along, plodding along. I've already got that figured out. That's already in its hole. It's pegged hole, and I'm going to move on. I got so much to understand in this life. I can't go back and redo beliefs. That should be our only priority, is to go back and redo our belief system. And that's why we come here on Sundays, isn't it? It's because we get a message. We get music that correlates with the message. Doug, he'll ask me, what are you talking about? They're not in that tone. What are you talking about this Sunday? And so you see how we put this together for you. It's a message, and the message is in the music. It's in everything we do here. It's in with the practitioner, the readings. All of it comes together with this idea. But I have to relearn before I deliver something like this. I had to relearn for myself. Where did I get that idea? And so I'm not gonna, there's just lots more of it isn't the same, okay? But I'm gonna take you into Judaism. Immediately after receiving the Torah, God conveyed this crucial message to his people via the inclusion of a singular letter, Vav. At the beginning of the next portion, God was telling his nation not to come down off the high of the Mount Sinai experience and settle back into the grind of ordinary life. Don't come down from the mountain. Instead, said God, bring the spirituality of Mount Sinai into the most commonplace areas of your life. And remember, nothing is ever routine if you make it special, and nothing will ever be mundane if you make it sacred. I got chills reading that. Chills throughout my body. It's like, okay, that's from the Torah. Buddhism. The sacred place of practice is not only the temple kitchen of Zen hall floors, but also your household kitchen and disorganized garage. Hinduism. Not my garage, but other people's. Hinduism. In fact, my garage was so immaculate and organized until I met a man. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry, Larry. I know you're not watching because you're outside selling things. Thank you. Hinduism. A seeker expresses frustration, feeling burdened with small desires. The problem is that we are trying to separate the immediate and the ultimate. Isn't that beautiful? The immediate and the ultimate. He explains that from the smallest to the biggest things around us, the source of creation is equally involved in everything. From the smallest thing to the biggest thing, nothing is happening without the hand of the divine involved in its activity. Every moment, your smallest thought, your biggest thought, your mundane thought, your heavenly thought, all of these have the same energy playing behind them. I love this. However profane or superficial your thoughts may be, if you pay a profound sense of attention to it, it will become a spiritual process. Something as simple as moving your little finger. Move your little finger. While paying absolute attention to it, it will become your spiritual process. Isn't that beautiful? So as we say, yes, they are two different things, we have to take another step and say, and they are one. If I choose. Isn't that beautiful? I think it is, anyway. Okay, so Zoroastrian. Yeah, we've got it everywhere. Includes, foremost, the importance of following the threefold path of Asha, revolving around good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. One should wash their hands and, putting on clothes, start the household fire, all by saying, and this is the prayer, O Master of the house, rise up and put on clothes, wash thy hands, seek thy fuel, bring it before me, and enkindle me. Last but not least, Christianity. When we invite Jesus in and let all things produce spiritual strength in us, we live mysteriously powerful lives of peace and joy. Truth. You are made new by dipping into the dirty, dusty dailiness of life. By letting your days transform your life, it is the sacred mundane that makes us new. Again, chills all in me. Why did I read from some of the major teachings? Why did I do that? Because what I always say is we all are going into the same place with the same beliefs. Isn't that funny? And if we educate ourselves and learn from each other, what do you believe? What is your scripture? Well, wait a minute. I think that's the same as mine. Wouldn't the world be so much more holy? So, the sacred is connection. We know that the sacred is not something found in far-off dreams or even something that's separate from us at all. And this is science of mind. Well, I thought I should bring that in. Ernest Holmes says, from Love and Law, "There's not a day in my life that goes by that I do not take the time to unify myself in my consciousness with big things. To think I am one with all activities, all industries, all commerce, and just feel that through reaching out and encompassing the largest fields of activity of the world. Then you are one with the infinite stars in the heavens, and that is to see things." I'm asking all of us to see things. What am I asking? To see the sacred in the mundane, which makes the mundane sacred. Oh gosh, I just love myself. Nothing is more powerful than living our purpose. And this is my purpose. And to come here and to share this with you makes this moment the happiest moment for me. Because we also want to see the holy in everyone. And when we concentrate, as we have been talking for months, on behavior or our differences, we might miss the holy. But I want you to know for sure that the holy doesn't miss us. Everyone has a soul that is holy, wherein we are perfect, complete, and whole now and forever. And that place that has never been harmed, that has never been injured, that is where we are connected with and in and as each other. All these different religions, all these different people. And what's interesting is they have outfits. They have symbols, jewelry. You can literally, without ever saying hello sometimes, know what a person's sacred, devout beliefs are. Is that right? You know, I think we're seeing that a lot. I think we're seeing that those symbols that people are wearing can actually endanger their lives in this country. They can be misunderstood because we don't understand. And if you don't take the time to learn that we all believe in the same thing, we are going to live feeling that the mundane and the holy have no relationship. So, are you with me this month? Are you excited about? Is this exciting news? The sacred as a mindset. Apparently, I can leave here and within 5 minutes forget everything. Thanks for laughing with me. You know, because you do pay me a salary. You'd be like, really? Maybe we need to look for someone else. Something a little more mindful. But I know how to come back. I know how. When I'm forgetting, I don't feel as good. I don't know how you feel, but sometimes I'll get out there and, you know, cut somebody off, or I'll do this, or I'll be like impatient, and that doesn't feel good. And I'm trained. I have trained myself to know that doesn't feel good. And then I'll think, and so my body is, yay, my first defense that I'm on the defense. And how I have trained myself is how to be on the offense. And being on the offense is that the sacred as mindset is that you actually, it can take a unlearning and intention to step out of this evolutionary marble. So the people in this room, the people watching us on YouTube Live, the people in this teaching, and all these different places that are celebrated all over the world right now, there's a concerted effort to be mindful. But there are a lot of us that we have to have an extraordinary amount of mindfulness to support and elevate the vibration of humanity. That's kind of our thing. That's like my jam. It's like, oh, wow. Wow. There's a lot going on in the world that needs us to be mindful of the holy in the mundane, and the holy in the violence, and the holy in the war. We have our work cut out. And it's exciting because guess what? There's something we can do about it. We can, the sacred as action. We are spiritual activists. Yes? Yeah. Not only are we spiritual translators, because when we hear like those voices that want us to be convinced of something other than unity and oneness and love and light and harmony and peace and joy. These are spiritual principles that are true for everyone. When we step outside of that and get confused, tempted, I'm sure some of them are temptation. You can avoid temptation. But sometimes maybe that's what it takes. Did you like that? It's like sometimes I have to think twice. I have to check in with how I'm feeling. And I have to take action. And I know what to do. I know how to think. I know how to behave. The sacred is saying yes when we are called to say yes. Stepping out into the unknown and bringing our authentic selves to the activity of life. We are committed to the sacred as not being opposed or different or far apart from the mundane. Yes? I want to end here, and I do want to say something about the unity and the connection of the mundane. We have a vision and a mission and a purpose here. And that came out of our beautiful retreat in Lake Tahoe where we visioned for that. And then we went, okay, that's a big vision and a big purpose and a big mission. And sometimes when I think of it, oh yeah, I'm the spiritual director. Shiver me timbers. And then when we got this building, remembering that the vision drives itself, and that, Jesus, take the wheel, I don't have to do it. We walked in here, and this place was in shambles. And I could not, would not, and will not succumb to fear. How are we going to do it? Where are we going to get the money? What if? We have come from the trauma of the pandemic, of having to give up our space. And we thought, well, we'll just do a parking lot sale. And I thought, well, okay, we could do a lot of little things like that to maybe someday have a floor in our sanctuary. And the last 3 days, 1,000 a day. Why would we ever question the power of the Holy Spirit? Why, when I stand here and say, if you believe it, if you have a conviction, if you trust it, if you get rid of doubt, you do not entertain doubt. It has to, with the science of mind, with quantum physics as our science, it has to happen. Period. We don't need to know how. That's why I call God Howie, because we just need to know that it is good for all, and we believe in it. And we then, spiritual action, we walk, talk, act, and breathe as if it's already done. So I've been like this emotional mush. People have been coming, and our community has shown up, and Corey was just, I looked at her and I thought, the Holy Grail. Like she could get $1 for nothing. Spirit is in the house, folks. We want our sanctuary not only done, we want it sheetrocked. We want lighting. We want our baby grand back in there. We want concerts. We want people to come and have this. We want people to come, and we want people to launch here. What do you mean I'm perfect, complete, and whole? I've been a sinner all my life. We want to give this away. I am so fully whelmed by the blessings of Spirit as us. There is no separation between the mundane and the spiritual. Look around. So if there's a prayer in your heart, if there's a dream, know it now as we pray. And I'm going to start this prayer with the Thanksgiving step first. Just as Jesus would say, a thanks to the Father first. Because it's already done. My prayer is a prayer of thanksgiving of this blessing, this house, this family, all of us. I know that there's a power greater than myself, greater than all. A power of love, a power of light, of harmony, of abundance, of peace, of joy. That this unity that was before anything, the goo from which all life has been created. We're all correlated there. We're unified before life on this planet. We're unified. We're brothers and sisters. We're connected. And not just here in this house. but in Palestine, in Israel, in Iran, in America, all over the world. We are one. Love wins. It's the answer. It's knowing that the spirituality, the love of God is in every sentient being, and that connects us to each other. We were born with that connection. And so right here, right now, I say yes to it. Yes, I am that is. And I see the face of God in you. You are a part of me. I hold you in my heart. And I commit my life to that truth. And so, I simply give thanks. I know that the law is waiting for my conviction, and so here it is. The law that always says yes. So please affirm with me as we say, and so it is. Shalom. Ashe. Amen. Hallelujah.
So the poem I have to share now is by Rumi, 13th century Sufi mystical poet. Rumi has a gift of quickly taking you past the tricks of the mind into the heart. This is called Only Breath. Here he strips away all the layers until we come down to the essential. It's a short poem. You'll hear it twice. Not Christian or Jew or Muslim. Not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi, or Zen. Not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West. Not out of the ocean or up from the ground. Not natural or ethereal. Not composed of elements at all. I do not exist. Am not an entity in this world or the next. Did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body or soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and know. First, last, inner, outer. Only that, breath breathing, human being. Not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen. Not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West. Not out of the ocean, nor up from the ground. Not natural or ethereal. Not composed of elements at all. I do not exist. Am not an entity in this world or the next. Did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body or soul. I belong to the beloved. I've seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and know. First, last, outer, inner, only that, breath, breathing, human being.
Nice. And in the most profound and absurd way, this is where the sacred meets the mundane. It's time for our offering. It's time to remember that we are both sacred and human. We are the divine having a human experience, and the human experience has floors to repair and rent to pay and utilities, and it's all tax deductible. It's just a perfect confluence of the sacred and the mundane. So I am thankful and grateful for your presence and for your financial support. And on behalf of the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living, Corey will do the offering. And while she's doing that, let us say our abundance affirmation. In consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. Please know that on our website we have a spot to give prayer requests to us, and we have been dealing with a lot of prayer requests lately, and it has been fabulous, so keep them coming. Whether it is for a change or an increase or decrease in whatever situation, circumstance, or condition you're dealing with or want to bring into your life, you have a prayer team behind you. So let us know what you want, and we will pray for it for a week. We have an amazing amount of really incredible experiences coming up. So I'm going to give you an overview of some of them. You will get more information through the regular emails that we're getting. But next week, Reverend Jackie Edwards, who is phenomenal, is going to be here as our guest speaker. So please join us. It's getting to be the end of the year, and a lot of stuff happens in December. Our candlelight service is going to be early this year. It's going to be in the 10th of December, and it's also going to be our holiday celebration, and I suspect that's going to be a potluck, yes?
Yes, it is. Bring a canopy.
Oh, wonderful. Canapé. Or hors d'oeuvres, whatever you want. But bring a nice light munchie and join us. Because we put the candle lighting service early because we have so much more at the end of the month to celebrate the season of light and the season of change. We're going to have a Taizé prayer service on December 22nd at 6:30. Taizé is an ancient practice, and it's a combination of song, contemplation, and silence. It's a wonderful, holy experience. So please put that on your calendar. And then my absolute favorite thing that we do is an evening of blessing. We're going to do that on December 29th. And an evening of blessing is where we'll set up stations in here, and you'll come, bring socks, because we want you to leave your shoes at the door, and then you will go from station to station to station, and there will be a practitioner or a minister at each station, and you will tell them what you would like to have prayer for, and they will do the prayer, and then you move to the next station. And it is one of those experiences that while you're in it, just builds and builds and builds. You will be walking above the ground when you leave here. And if that isn't enough, on Sunday, December 31st, we're going to have a special service about setting your intentions for the coming year. So we have a lot of great stuff planned so that you can be aware of the sacred that lives in you. Okay?
Great job.
So let's affirmation first, then benediction. It's been a while since I've been up front. I can't remember. So let's do our affirmation together. I open myself up to the adventure of finding the sacred in unexpected places. So let us come together. In the breath, breathing. In the human being. In that sacred space that we have opened ourselves to discovering within ourselves and therefore within everything. And let us take this knowing deep into our cells, into our bones, into everything that we are. Emerson says that who we are is so loud that he cannot hear the words we are saying. Let us be the loudest presence of the sacred as we move through our life this week. And let us set this intent into law, knowing that the law always says yes. And so it is. So now we have a closing song?
We do. But before we do the closing song, in case you're wondering, the One Love Band will be back next week. And the following week, we will be blessed with Laura and Rick Sterner performing.
Woohoo!
So we got some fun stuff coming on, and as you can see, December is going to be full of lots of music. So let's sing along with Gary Lynn, shall we?
Yes.
Peace enfold you, Spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, may good flow to you, and let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Love be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you.